Alright, so now to Flame Core on these losers. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Oh! Holy shit! Hey, what is up everybody, Blue Ghost here, and here we are back for some more Aegis Titan Brawl on Titanfall 2. Gonna be using Blaze this time around. Aegis Titan Brawl is just insanely addictive. Most of the reason is because because of all the Aegis upgrades that the Titans get, it just makes the gameplay so much more chaotic, and it definitely does make for a lot more fun gameplay and a lot more action, which is just insanely awesome of why Aegis Titan Brawl is definitely awesome. But although the one thing about it is that Ronins are able to easily ruin the game because they are so absurdly overpowered and annoying. But this time around I want to be using Blaze because, as a lot of you know, I love using Scorch. Even though he's the worst Titan in the game, I love using him because he reminds me of one of my OCs that I always draw from the Super Mario series, and that's why I'm using him again. And the fact that the Aegis upgrade that Blaze has, it actually makes him somewhat of a viable pick because of the multiple shots that you can get from the thermite launcher, but also the fact that, you know, the core multiplier is definitely a pretty awesome perk that Blaze has as well. So anyways, I was wanting to record my voice over this one because my voice originally is not as exciting, and I kind of just didn't want to leave you guys with that. And there's also some copyrighted music in the background that I didn't want to put in the background because it was from my stream. And from Twitch streaming, I could, you know, play some music that YouTube normally would not allow to be put in the background because they would get all finicky about it and just take it down immediately. Or actually, they would probably just demonetize it. But although that my YouTube channel is no longer eligible for monetization unless I reach 1,000 subscribers, which they made new rules about that as well too. But here we go, as we see with the ultimate flame core and the ultimate chaos. Oh my god, I swear, that was like my best moment I've ever had with Blaze. That flame core was just insanely clutch. All the barrels that were exploding on the roof, damaging every single Titan as they were just standing in my traps. And I just like freaking spiked up to like 40k, like 47k more damage, and it was absolutely incredible. That moment was like the best I've ever had. That flame core, probably one of the best too. Flame core actually is overpowered if you guys actually think about that. Scorch being the Warrior's Titan, he actually has an overpowered core because it can bypass your Doom state, and it also just primarily just does a bunch of damage if you really think about it. It's one of the overpowered things about it, but it's not overpowered to the fact that, you know, like, it needs to be nerfed. It's overpowered to the fact where it does a lot of damage, but although it's easily counterable by Ronin's Phase Shift or Northstar's Hover. Pretty much the two big counters, but if you get hit by it, you have no other choice but to just feel bad that you got hit by a flame core and you just took massive amounts of damage. Because it just shreds you if you get hit by it. That's pretty much the main thing about it. Scorch in particular really has some things to love about in Aegis Brawl. Roaring Flames being able to increase your thermite damage is definitely a pretty good perk for Scorch to have. But I kind of don't really notice much of a difference, but although it does help him quite a bit. But there's also the triple threat, which will also give him 3 shots in his thermite launcher. It's pretty insane when you think about it, because you're stacking all that thermite launcher when you're using Wildfire Launcher Kit. Can get a bit crazy if you use it right. But then there's also the explosive barrels, which in this case, the barrels will explode initially when you set them on fire, and it'll also do an initial damage of about, like, I think 2,000 damage or 1,000 damage when they initially explode, if I'm correct. But the explosion is definitely pretty devastating, especially when you stack both barrels on top of the enemy. And you just unleash a flame core and then just watch their health drop. That's pretty much one of the most satisfying things about Scorch. There's so many other upgrades for Titans that are so satisfying. Northstar has a lot of them. Ronin has a lot of them. Tonin has quite a few of them. Ion's got quite a few of them as well. And then Monarch does not have any satisfying ones. She's just kind of sucks in this game mode, actually. Legion has a lot of satisfying ones. Northstar's critical hit upgrade is very devastating. I think it does about like 4,500 damage, if I'm correct, or about like 4,250, which effectively takes out 2 bars of health from an enemy, which is pretty devastating. It'll just destroy ogres if you're using that correctly as well, which is awesome. Tone Salvacore upgrade is kind of stupid if you really think about it, because it fires a lot more missiles, and pretty much it'll delete you even if you have a chassis upgrade for your Ogre Titan, because Ogres are the most tankiest in the game, obviously. And then running with Blade Master, being able to gain shields, and then it will double your sword core duration, and you pair this with Highlander, and you're pretty much in for just unstoppable madness. There's a lot of things I love about Aegis Titan Brawl. I love Aegis Titan Brawl the most because this game mode actually makes Monarchs useless, and I hate Monarchs so much because they're so freaking annoying. And as long as Aegis Titan Brawl stays, I'm definitely a happy camper because I do not want to deal with Monarchs. But unfortunately, there's another thing to deal with, and that is with Ronin stacking. But Ronin is actually a little bit more handleable rather than Monarch, because the Monarch is less annoying in this game mode rather than, you know, in normal Brawl, because, you know, all the shields that you can get, the upgrades don't really help her at all in this case anyway, too. Alright, so there you have it. 194k damage as Scorch, coming in clutch. I definitely was looking for a very long time to see if I could do a Blaze video on Aegis Titan Brawl, because I definitely love using this Titan a lot, and he's just fun for me, like, most of the time. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one, and I hope to see you in the next live stream that is coming up soon. Peace.